today's show, I'm chatting with a guy who owns thousands of video games, and I never want to leave this place. Later in the show, I chat with super collector Syd Bolton, and he shows us his massive video game collection. Next in the show, I'm chatting with the dude who makes me question my love for video games.
You're back here at the Electric Playground, and for our latest week-long series, Machines We Love, we're going to meet up with Syd Bolton. He's the founder of the PC Museum and an avid video game collector.
Computers. Robots. Machines we love.
I'm here with Syd Bolton, a man who has more video games than you or I put together, I guarantee it. Syd, you're a collector of video games. Why did you decide to choose video games as your collection of choice?
Well, you know, I always loved video games when I was a kid, and there was always that guy in the classroom that had more stuff than I had. You know, I'm sure everyone's experienced that before. And when I had an opportunity years later to pick up something really cheap, I went for it. You know, basically I found I could get a lot of stuff at a good deal, and then it kind of became about the hunt, you know, going out and finding stuff. And so that's really what happened, is I just sort of took that to the extreme, and this is what happened.
All right, what do you say we take a tour and let our viewers check out some of your collection?
Yeah, let's look around. There's all kinds of fun stuff in here.
We're kicking it old school in this part of the collection. We've got things like the Vectrex, the 2600, the Intellivision, and Syd, what do you have here?
I've got a copy of Pitfall. This is the very first game that really got me into video games. This one is in shrink wrap all the way back from 1982.
A great part of the collection is this complete run of every North American Dreamcast game, plus a couple Japanese ones, and it's just crap your pants awesome. Syd, tell me a little bit about this.
Well, I love the Dreamcast. I think it was one of those underrated systems that was really, really well designed, had more good games than it did bad games, so I had to make sure I had them all, and I got a couple favorites here, including Shenmue and Soul Calibur, which is just as good looking as any PS2 game.
PlayStation 2 is one of the biggest consoles ever. I personally have 13 PS2 games, and I'm quite proud of that. Syd happens to have 100 times that. Syd, tell me a little bit about your PS2 game collection.
Well, the PS2 collection's at about 1,300 right now, which is the largest collection of any gaming console that I have, and I absolutely love this system.
What are some of your favorite titles for the PS2?
Well, a lot of people think of sort of the specific ones on the platform only, but I actually enjoyed some of the multi-platform games like Beyond Good and Evil and I, Ninja. There is one exclusive I like a lot. It's called The Legend of Kay, and if you haven't seen it or heard it, I encourage you to go out there and try and find it.
Good luck. And what would a video game collection be without the consoles to play them on? Behind us, we've got a huge collection of consoles. Syd, can you tell me about the ones that are a little more rare that people wouldn't really notice?
Well, the Philips CDI console is not a real popular one, but kind of interesting. And I've also got the 3DO, very expensive for its time, and also didn't sell that well. And I've also got the Atari Jaguar. That was one that Atari made. It was the last piece of hardware they ever produced. So that and a whole bunch of other interesting ones that are there. There's so many consoles here, so many to collect. It's a whole thing in itself, just collecting consoles.
All right, what do you say we have it out in some rounds of Street Fighter 2?
Sounds good. You're going down, Shaun.
You are.
This.
Our series, Machines We Love, will continue tomorrow, so make sure you check that out. Right now, though, it's time to learn about the latest comics and collectibles in the Sonar.